Yes, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. It is yet another Wednesday night when we meet together on Open Talk. Open Talk is a program that is brought to you by Bishop Mark Karaoke, your pastor and your friend for a long time. The aim of Open Talk is that we can educate, we can inform, we can rebuke, we can correct, we can reprove, and bring information. And also, you get to know who our guests are. And by the grace of God, we have been privileged to have guests all coming all through and just bringing in change. And especially during this time when we are approaching Christmas, I can look back and see what the Lord has done for us over the whole year and the guests that we've been having. I pray that you will have the best Christmas ever in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Now tonight, like any other Wednesday night, we have some guests who have come to be with us in the studio, and this is none other than Bishop James and Mary Ndiba. Bishop Ndiba is our regional overseer in Nairobi South as Deliverance Church, and he's been a friend of mine for many years. We've known one another for many, many years, and I've seen him grow in the ministry to become the regional overseer in Nairobi South. I want to welcome you, Bishop Ndiba and Mary. Welcome so much. This is Open Talk, and you know, in Open Talk we firanga free. You talk or I talk, or we hear one another, and we move forward. So why don't you take some time and greet the viewers, and then Mary will also bring greetings.
Thank you very much, Bishop. I want to take this opportunity to greet all the viewers from wherever you are watching. I am James Ndiba, Deliverance Church, Faith Arena, Dagoretti, Rirota Kawangware. Thank you.
Aha.
Yes.
And Reverend Mary.
Thank you so much, our Bishop. Good evening, our viewers. My name is Mary Kabudi. I'm born again, and I'm also working together alongside with my husband as a pastor, and we give God the glory tonight. Aha.
So Kavode and Ndiba are the same person?
They are the same name.
Oh, they're the same person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to get that,
Yeah.
so we can know how are you related.
It's
Yes.
the official name,
Yes.
Kabudi.
The official name is
Yes.
Kavode.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know him as Ndiba,
Yeah. Okay.
but I used to hear my mother say, so when I was called my brother's name, I was supposed to answer.
Yes.
And when my brother was called my name, he was supposed to answer.
Yeah.
Because there is no name which does not grow a child. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's direct translation.
Maybe if I can explain a little bit. I was told the reason why Ndiba and Kavode, they are similar, they are together. It is because my grandfather, who I'm named after, was of the clan of Matiba. So all the children who were born that time, the clan was called Ndiba. So any person called Ndiba, there is another name. So the original name is Kavode.
Okay.
So my grandfather was from the clan Likalia Matiba. So Ndiba is the short of Matiba.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was it.
Well, I hope you're not into this Kikuyu thing.
No,
of
no, no.
What,
No, no, no,
and
I
all
am
that,
not.
all that stuff.
No, I'm not.
We bless the Lord.
Yes, Bishop.
Okay. Bishop Ndiba, as he has said, is our pastor in Faith Arena.
Yes.
Deliverance Church in
Faith Arena, yes.
in Kawangware.
Kawangware, yes.
Deliverance Church, Kawangware. Where is the church located?
Yeah, the church is located along Naivasha Road. We are in Dagoretti South, opposite Precious Blood Rirota, the famous high school of the girls. We are just opposite there, near behind Equity Bank, K-Rep Bank, Gena Road.
Oh.
That is where we are.
Okay, I can see the place.
Yeah, you can see the place.
I can see the place.
Yeah, we are there.
Wow.
Yes.
And for how long have you been pastoring?
Okay, pastoring from the time I started pastoring.
Yeah.
Or Kawangware.
From when you started pastoring?
Okay. Yeah, I had the calling of God in the year 1990. 1990 is when I resigned where I was working, and I went for Bible school. I went all the way to Nigeria, All Nation for Christ Bible Institute. The praise of the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. So that is where I was. And then from there I came back, and that is when I entered Deliverance Church ministry in full time. That was 1991. Deliverance Church Waithaka. I started ministering in 1992 in the month of May. Yes, from that time I have been a pastor.
Wow.
Yes.
And where did you meet this lady, beautiful lady?
Okay, this lady we met in the missions. When I was ministering the word of God, when I was a pastor in the Deliverance Church Waithaka, my wife were youth in a Presbyterian church. I remember Bishop always you tell us, you have the roots of Presbyterian. My wife also is your relative on that on that level.
We are Presbyterian.
Yes, she was also a Presbyterian. So what they used to do, as a young man, they used to invite me to go and minister in their services. They used to have another service. They used to call it youth services. And there they used to invite the Pentecostal preachers. And then later they attend the bigger services. So what I used to do, I used to go and minister there. And I ministered for some time. Then we connected. We used to go for missions together. And her and some other young people, they liked me. They liked my preaching. So they used to follow me to my church, Deliverance Church Waithaka in the social hall by then. So they used to come there. When we are taking Holy Communion, they used to take Holy Communion. We used to baptize them. I preached to them there. But when we come to baptism, I used to do the water baptism. And that way, slowly, finally, I got her.
She got into Geterege.
Yeah, she got into the Geterege. And later, in 1994, we married.
Oh, you got married in 1994?
1994, June 11.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, and Mary, where are you from? Where did you grow?
Okay, I was born in Odhiro. Then from Odhiro we went to Kino. And then from Kino we went to another place. And by the grace of God, I grew in a Presbyterian church. And I thank God. And that's how I've grown. Yeah.
How many children do you have?
I have got 2 adult boys and 3 adopted children who are together with us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but one is married. Yeah.
One of the adopted and one of your biological?
Of the adopted. Mine are still on the line. Not yet. Yeah.
Wow, that's grace. And so you got married
1994.
1994.
Yes.
That's when you moved from the Presbyterian church
to the Deliverance churches. Then I joined. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How was the transition?
The transition, I would say, it was not bad because it's like more of us, we are more deliverance because, as he has told you, we could go arrange in the morning to a morning service. Then in the afternoon, if they have got missions, we used to do a lot of missions works together with them. So I think we were more deliverance. It's only that we had now to be there because of the parents. But we are more of deliverance. So the transition, I can say, it was swift.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how does it feel to be a pastor's wife? Did you ever dream that one day you would be a pastor's wife?
Well, I had not dreamt of being a pastor's wife, but by the grace of God, we could do the mission work. And, we were very busy in the vineyard, but I had never dreamt of being a pastor's wife. But I thank God this far. I can say it is good to be a pastor's wife. There are so many benefits, and there is a lot of grace when you're a pastor's wife. Yeah.
Okay. Now, as a pastor's wife, are there challenges that you face in the church? We're having maybe some members accepting you, others not accepting you. Are there some who feel they should have been the pastor's wife, and others feel you are not the right person? I've interacted with many pastors' wives. I don't know whether you have found yourself in such a situation.
Yes, I've been bishop into many situations. In the pastoral work, ever since I joined him, I can say there are those challenges. There are those people who feel you are not the fit for their pastor. Others who just outright say, our pastor is good, lakini hana mke. That is the slogan most of them use. Wanasema, pastor yetu ni mzuri, lakini hana mke. And I always say, angepata mke, basi, maybe the ministry could not have gone. But because hana mke and your God has made the wife, that's why now the pastor is moving. So I would say those challenges are there, Bishop. Kuna watu who feel, you know, this is not the fit of our pastor. Others, they would like to come, like now, you see we are together here. Somebody just want to come and stay in the middle and say, nataka kuona pastor. Meaning he wants you, wewe uondoke, abaki na pastor wao. Nevertheless, don't they know that the pastor hata akimwambia, pastor atakuja tu kuniambia. So those challenges are there. And also people feeling, you know, you are not the right person, you are not in the right place, you are not doing this and this. You know, there are so many things, you know, they would like to come and say, mke wetu nini pastor wetu wafanyangi hivi, hii sio mzuri ya pastor wetu. There are so many things they would like us to do. But you see, by the end of the day, you have to be led by the Spirit of God. So those challenges are there, they are real, Bishop. Yes.
You know, I'm asking you because there could be pastors' wives who are watching this program, and they are going through those challenges, and you are left wondering, they are wondering, okay, so what do I do? Kuna huyu mama kanisa, kuna huyu yuko hivi, how do we handle? What can you say to a pastor's wife who is going through a situation like that?
I would like to tell the pastor's wife who is going out there and going through challenges that, you know, the very first thing is that you should know your purpose, whom you are, and what God has called you. And you should know where God has positioned you. As long as you know where God has positioned you and what God has given you to do, you'll be able to stand. Even when challenges come, you still stand. Because the thing is, even if you're a pastor's wife, you cannot be another copyright of somebody else. You just be the original. Maybe there are things they like you to do, don't have the grace to do. You just stick to your calling and stick to the mandate that God has given you, and you stand. And that you just find things are just flowing. Otherwise, just be strong as a pastor's wife. Don't be moved or shaken. It will soon be over. Yeah.
In other words, you have got to be you.
Yes.
And you don't want to try to fit into someone else's
No,
shoes.
no. Never try to be anybody. You be somebody is only today, then tomorrow you forget, you find you're still the same person you are. So just be yourself and know your purpose and what God has called you to do, your mandate. As long as you know your mandate, then you'll be able to stand. That is what I can encourage another pastor if he's going through challenges there.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, Bishop.
Yes.
You said you became the pastor in Deliverance Church Waithaka.
Yes.
And then you also told us you are now ministering in Deliverance Church Arena of
Faith
Love.
Arena, yes.
Faith Arena.
Yeah.
Faith Arena in Kawangware.
Yes.
So can you
Let me
shed
just
some
give-
light?
Yeah, I can share some light. Maybe I can start somewhere
Yeah.
of who I am. Okay, I was born in Dagoretti. So maybe somebody may wonder, how are you ministering in Dagoretti? And you are born in Dagoretti. I was born in Lirota, and after that, we shifted. I went to primary school and secondary school within Dagoretti, and we shifted from Lirota to Waithaka. So my home is Rodemeto, Waithaka, a place called Kagondo. And that is how Deliverance Church Waithaka started from our home. When we were very young, in the early 80s, that is when we got born again. And then we started a fellowship. And from that fellowship, it grew. And after growing, we started looking for a nearest shopping center where this fellowship, which have grown, where we can start a church. And that is how Deliverance Church was born in Waithaka in 1984. And I became a member. I became a youth chairman. And then for those days, I was working. I did, after high school, I did some vibarua, zamijengo. Then later, I was employed by my uncle. I did some art. One of my professions is I'm an artist. We did things that we call batiks. The Masai Morans and those things on a kind of a thing. Then from there is when I got employed in a motoring company, Nairobi Motors Corporation. So when I was still a member in Deliverance Church Waithaka, I was a chairman, a youth chairman and all that. And in that company, I remember I did automotive engineering. So I did motor vehicle, issues of motor vehicle. I did my training for 6 months in General Motors, Kenya Limited. And then from there is when the calling of God, I had the calling of God. And I told my boss, I'm resigning because I have had the calling of God and I want to go to Bible school. By then, the late Archbishop Idahosa had visited Nairobi, I think a previous year, and he had talked about scholarship. And fortunately, there was a friend of mine who brought that form to me, and I filled the form and sent it to Nigeria, and then later the positive report came that they have invited me to go for Bible school. So that time I was in Nairobi Motors, I resigned, and I went to Nigeria. That was 1990 and 1991, the whole year, that is when I was there. Then after the college, I came back in 1991, and that is when I met my pastor by then. He wanted to relocate from Waithaka, and he said he was waiting for me so that he can leave the church with me. And here is a young man, fresh from Bible school, and my pastor tells me, I have no other person. I was waiting for you for 1 year. And so he shared with me and told me, now, you are the man. And I tried to struggle because I used to see the old men and the deacons and all these people older than me. How am I going to become a pastor of these old people and all that? So finally, I accepted. And the next thing I saw is our former bishop, Bishop James Ndiba, and several other leaders. They came in a certain afternoon, and I was called, and I was told, you belong to this meeting. And the pastor said bye-bye, and then I was told, take over the Deliverance Church Waithaka. So 1992, that's how I became a pastor. I became a pastor as a young man. Now, a young man with a church with all age. I remember I started counseling the couples when I was single. There used to be issues. It was quite a challenge. It was a bit difficult, but God gave me the grace. And that's how I became a pastor.
Wow.
And after some years, I think that was 1992 to 2009. Around 2006 there, I had God talking to me about relocating from the Deliverance Church Waithaka. And I started looking for a son. I started praying, and I started...
Maybe before we get there.
Yes.
Now you are in Deliverance Church Waithaka.
Yes.
You are not married.
Yes.
You are counseling even couples.
Even couples, yes.
And how did you end up getting married?
Okay. After some years, just like I had explained earlier, after the missions and visiting to the church of my wife by then, that is how now I got
so
her.
this time when you are pastoring,
Yes.
and you are going for missions,
Yes.
with a lot of young men and young girls,
Yes.
and you are pastoring elderly people.
Yes, elderly people.
Was there a conflict there? Did the elderly people in the church get into you, or our young pastor is so much with the young people?
Oh, thank you, Bishop. Yeah, challenges were there. Because as a young pastor, and I believe maybe there's a young pastor there watching me, the challenges are there. When you are single, you are a young pastor, and you are pastoring old people. Because some of them will accept you. Some of them accepted me as their pastor, as their prophet. Because the moment I started speaking the word of God, God used to move. People used to get saved. I used to witness miracle signs and wonders. So there are people who appreciate your calling and your ministry. Nevertheless, there are others who will look down on you because our pastor is just a young man. So they may not come to you maybe when they have issues, but there are others who used to come to me, and I used to sort out problems and all that.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you are now pastoring Waithaka.
Yes.
And you are raising
A sons.
sons.
Yeah.
Did you, before you got married, did you plant in a church, or did you get married first before you started planting churches?
Thank you, Bishop. When I was in Deliverance Church, Waithaka, between the year 1992 to 2009, I had already established son plant or church plant, about 7 congregations. 7 congregations. So from Deliverance Church Waithaka, we had 7 congregations. And before I left Deliverance Church Waithaka, I had already become a sub-region overseer of my own churches. I was a sub-region overseer of those 7 churches. When the structure came of sub-region overseer, I became a sub-region overseer of over 7 churches. So we had raised sons and we had planted several churches. Yes.
Where I'm trying to get to is you're busy planting churches, you're busy raising sons.
Yes.
When did the idea of getting married come?
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you very much. So, 1992, 3, 4, I think after 3 years as a single person, in 1994, June 11, is when I got married. That is when I got married to Reverend Mary, Jerry, Wakavode. By then she was Jerry Wamushene. So that is when I got married in 1994. I got married in Deliverance Church Isiri. Yes, that's when.
Wow. I also know Reverend Mike Komuturi.
Yes.
Mike Komuturi was very involved.
Involved.
In Waithaka in those days. Did you find him, or was it that before you or during your time?
Actually, Reverend Michael Muturi, to me, I actually call him as one of my spiritual fathers. Because Reverend Michael Muturi is the one who came to visit our village because there was an elder from, who had shifted from Umoja by the name of Gilbert Mogo. He bought land in our village. So Reverend Muturi used to come and visit. And that is when we got born again, because those fellowships, he used to come and Mr. Mogo used to organize, and they called us because we were young people by then. So that is how I came to know Reverend Muturi. So Reverend Muturi actually is a pioneer of Deliverance Church Waithaka. And later, he also became a deacon in that church.
Okay.
When I was the youth chairman, he was a deacon in the church.
Wow.
So I know him very well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite encouraging.
Yes.
And then from Deliverance Church Waithaka, how did you move from that place to
where I am,
where you are?
Yes. I got an impression. Maybe I can say something I didn't mention. When my senior pastor by then, Reverend Mutua, Joseph Mutua, who is a bishop now, approached me after I had just arrived from college, from Bible school. And he told me, "You are the man I want to leave this place." When I was in Bible school, I had a vision. And my vision was to go elsewhere. And when I came, I shared with my pastor. And I told him, I'm not ready to be given this noble work, this big burden of another church, because I already have. But he told me, no, that can come later. You just accept because I'm going. And so I accepted. So deep within me, I felt I was ministering in a place that was not my vision. It was a vision of somebody else. So it was the way somebody can leave something to you, but that was not your intention and all that.
Like these people who go to university to do engineering because their father is an engineer, while they wanted to become doctors
or lawyers.
Or lawyers.
That's the thing. So I already had, when we were trained in Bible school, about vision casting, how you need to develop your own vision. Even after leaving Bible school, we were trained as you go, you need to prepare yourself. Where are you going and all that? So I was already set. I was coming to go to another station, not Waithaka, and go and start a church somewhere. But now things change, and I had to accept the status quo. So after accepting, and I continued, this thing came back to me, that I'm in Waithaka, but this is not my love, and this is not my dream. Praise. So later, in 2006, that is when I got the impression now, my time is up. I have done everything I've done. I did a lot of missions, a lot of crusade. We were in Waithaka Social Hall. Maybe I can mention this. When I took over Deliverance Church Waithaka, in Waithaka Social Hall, I think the membership was around 30-something, close to 40 people. But before I went to Nigeria, they were around 80. So I think there were some challenges, and so I came and took over those challenges, and the other pastor left. And so after 1 year, I had ministered the word of God, and the social hall was full to capacity, and we had 2 services. We had 2 services. So from there, I was able to mobilize the members, and we went and bought where Deliverance Church Waithaka is. So we bought a quarter first, then we bought another quarter. So we bought half an acre, and we constructed a semi-permanent building of about 700 people. I remember, Bishop, you came, you visited there when we were doing our 25th anniversary Jubilee celebrations. You came there. So that's the praise. So in 2006, I got an impression, my time has come and I need to leave this place. And that is how I started the journey of raising somebody to relocate, and the place was Kawangware. So in 2009, that is when, April 26 is when I relocated from Waithaka, and I went to Kawangware, where I am now. Yes.
Wow. You know, a lot of people are afraid of transition.
Yes.
Or relocating.
Yes.
Because it is going into the unknown.
Yes.
It's coming from the known, going into the unknown.
Yes.
And they say it is only the wearer who knows where the shoe pinches.
True.
So how did you feel at that time?
Okay.
You felt this is not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere. You are leaving everything. You are going to a new place. How do you feel?
Now, let me say that it was not easy. And unless you have heard from God, it is not easy. And especially when you have a family.
Yeah.
I had to convince Mary, my wife. And Mary was not a big problem. My wife was not a big problem. Because she, those years now, after marrying her, she had already understood me, and also the ministry. The genes of the pastor and the ministry were in her. So it was very easy. But the difficult person was my children. My elder son was a teenage by then. He was almost crossing to the youth. He was in high school. And so when he heard the announcement that Daddy is leaving, is relocating, a place where is my bread, where I get my bread, where I get the school fees, everything, now I'm going. So my son told me, Daddy, we have to have a talk. And we had a gentleman talk. She was not there. The younger one was not there. So we went somewhere with I drove and we sat. And my son asked me, Daddy, I don't want to insult you, but are you okay? Is it okay? Are you okay? Are you very okay?
That was a very good question.
Yes, my son. That was a big challenge. Because he's asking me, now, where are we going? I already know where we are. I'm in high school. How are you going to pay my school fees? How are you going to feed us? How are you going to support us? And this church is full of people. the people. By the way, my relocating from the River Church Waithaka, I relocated the best time. There were no challenges. Everybody was okay. The church was good and everything.
There were no chaos.
There were no chaos at
squabbles.
all. It is only an announcement. I'm going. And remember, I also told people, I'm going, and the instruction I have from God, nobody should follow me. So you can imagine, many other people start a church when you have another one, and you tell a bunch of 20 people, let's go and support the pastor or the other church. But here in my case, I told the people plainly, I've heard it very clearly. I don't want anybody from Waithaka to go together with me where I'm going. So my son challenged me, and I went with that challenge. And you know what? It was only my son who didn't become a member of that church when I started. He told me, Daddy, go, bye-bye, but me, I will remain here because there they are no teenagers. So there are no people there. So it's a church without anybody. So let me remain where I have friends. So, and because our young boy, the last born, was young by then, he is the only one who accompanied us. And we started 8 of us, minus my son. So I left my son with the son that I planted in Waithaka, Reverend Waroi. So he became a member there, where me, I'm pastoring another place.
Wow.
It was not easy, Bishop, as you have mentioned. Yeah, it was not very easy.
Okay.
And the other thing I would like to add on that is that you remember leaving the comfort zone. It was a comfort zone. It was a moment maybe I could be contented because I've done it. We have come from social hall, a renting place. We have bought, we have constructed. Maybe that was a time to relax and tell God, thank you for what you have done. But now is the time you are going. But I had had God. And let me tell you, Bishop, surely I had had God. Because today, from 8 members, we are several hundred. God has blessed us. In Kawangware. And now we are not where we started. Because the place we started 8 people, it was a hall, a small hall. Then from there we relocated to another place. You know, when you are not in your own place, you can't be proud. So we shifted from one place to another 4 times.
Wow.
And where we are currently leasing, we are in the 4th place. And after 11 years, because we are 11 years now, from 2009, after 11 years, last year, God blessed us with the land in Kawangware, in a place called Lirota Satellite, near the DO place. So we, 400 meters from the DC's place, we have land. And we have already started constructing our church. And our church is almost complete. We want to relocate on January 10th.
Wow.
So that's how we are.
Okay.
Yes.
So where you went to a place, from the social hall, you went and leased some ground.
Yes.
And you put up a structure.
Yes.
So you have been meeting there.
Yes.
Until now. Are you still meeting there, or have you?
Yeah, we are still meeting there as we are constructing.
Or you are constructing
our new sanctuary. Faith Arena Miracle Sanctuary, Lirota Satellite.
Wow.
So that is where the church is. We have done we have done a building of 80 by 50. It can have a capacity of between 800 to 1,000 people. Yeah, that's whatever we are doing.
Wow.
Right now.
That is quite something.
Yes.
So how do you find this, Jan and Mary?
I would say I want to thank God for His grace that this far the Lord has been on us. And as my husband have said, when you have heard from the Lord, He is the way maker. I can say through it all, it was not easy. I remember times in that shifting, there is a place He took us as we moved from the precious blood, now there was a swampy priest. And he went and he took us there and told us with some pastors and some members, he told us, this is the place we are going to construct our church. Actually, it was just like the Bible says that the world had no shape and it was void. The place was swampy, it was water. When we just looked, we just turned our backs and we laughed. And then we looked at the man of God and we said, our bishop always says, if you have got no faith, hang to the faith of the one who has got faith. So we hung to his faith. And by the grace of God, as we were waiting, the Naivasha Road was being constructed. They had no place to put their soil. So they brought a lot of lorries to level the place, now the swampy place. We constructed the church there, we started. So along the whole journey, I can say I've seen the faithfulness of God. And one thing I would like to thank God about my husband is that he's a risk taker. We are different.
He's a risk taker.
Him, when he holds on to something up to the end. So that is one thing I like of him, and I have taught myself that I would hold on. Yeah, although I'm not like him, but what I have taught myself is that I'll hold on to his faith until we get to the end. So I thank God this far. Through it all, we have seen the faithfulness of God. Even now, up to where we are, it is by the grace of God. And we thank God that the journey has not been swift, but the grace has been there. And so we give God all the glory.
I like that statement you have made. And you said the place was swampy.
Yeah.
And you didn't know what to do with this swamp.
Yes.
Then some road was being constructed. And they decided that's where they were going to dump.
To dispose the soil there.
The soil.
Yeah.
So God has
was just
his own way of doing things.
Yeah, actually, if I can say something there, it was the favor of God. I took them to a swampy place, and I told them we are relocating from this place. And you know why we were relocating? Where we were, when it rained, the whole house, the whole hall was flooding. So we could not worship inside.
Wow.
So any time rain, if it rained last night, we knew we don't have a church. Then when it is not raining, the other challenge was, in that hall, we were in the middle of tenants. So there is one tenant who had a spirit every Sunday morning. Anakuja anahakisha jiko kwa mudomo ya kanisa. So the whole moshi, and you know it is moshi with paraffin. Saa ile praise and worship, they are worshiping. Wanaanza kukohoa. So the whole church is full of moshi. And it is only a Sunday morning. So we told the landlady, please, can you talk to... She tried to talk to that lady who was doing that every morning. Kumbe, she didn't like the church. So that's why she wanted to chase us. So we had a lot of frustration.
Wow.
Through that frustration, God opened a door. And the door he opened, it was an empty place but swampy. So I took them, she didn't mention the people. Some of the guys were Reverend Waroi, Reverend Joroge, Reverend Kiome. So those are the sons. So we went together with my wife and others, and the members. I told them, let's go to the place. I talked aggressively, the way I'm talking. And I shared, but when I look at them, I realized these guys have not bought.
They are not catching anything.
I saw them talking in groups, but I'm alone here. Because I think when they saw the swamp and the waters, and also the frogs were
singing.
Singing. They were singing in the water.
To welcome you.
And it was grassy, it was full of... So it was really not very exciting. But 2 days after that, I saw Naivasha Road being constructed for Tamaki. Then I went and approached a lorry driver. And I asked him, where are you taking this soil? He told me nowhere. Actually, we are looking for a place. Then I told them, come, I show you the place. The favor of God came.
Allah.
So I took 45 lorries, free of charge. 45 red soil are the ones that filled the whole of that swamp.
Wow.
And the place was a good ground. And the first church was a tent. We did a tent, and we started preaching. People started coming. It was just at the junction of the Kenya bus. the Kenya bus 46.
I think I came
Yeah,
there.
you came there.
Yeah.
You saw that place. That is the place. It was swampy, but now it's a beautiful place. It was a junction of several roads and all that. The population was high. Then we preach and preach and preach. And later we did a construction, and that was it.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, God has his own way of working things.
Amen,
You know,
Bishop.
you could be talking to a pastor who is wondering, how do I handle this?
Yes.
How do I change this situation?
Yes.
And I think our confidence in God
Yeah.
creates an opportunity for God to manifest himself.
That is true.
Okay. So now that you have now moved from that place,
Yes.
and now you are in another place.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we shifted from there, and we actually went to another place.
Or from the swampy place,
Yes.
you still moved to another
And
place.
you remember we came from the Jiko place.
Oh, you came. That was not.
The first
Yeah,
place.
that was the first.
Oh, okay.
The first place was along Naivasha Road. Pale kunauzwa bao, opposite Crisco Church. There was a kahol there.
Yeah.
So that was the first place.
That's where the Jiko would
Yeah,
be.
the Jiko made us, and the flooding made us to go. So we went to that place now where the swampy. Then after the swampy, the reason how we left the swampy is the landlord son came one early morning. We had lease for 3 years. We had done only 9 months. So the son came very early in the morning, sat at the back on the Sunday morning. We saw a visitor. I preached and I saw a visitor. Then he told Anasha, I want to see the pastor. So they brought him to my office. My office was in an upstairs. So I see a guest. Then I see a familiar guest because I saw him in the service. So this guy tells me, I am the son of the landlord, but this land is mine. Because the landlord had told me the land belongs to the son. So the son had heard about the father was selling. And he was from abroad. So he came from abroad that morning. He was from the airport to come because the father is selling the land. And now he has come. He met the land is a church. So he talked to me and he told me, I want to sell this land urgently this week.
Oh.
And so I told him I'm interested. I can buy. How much? He told me 6 million. Then I told him I'll look for 6 million. And you remember we were just few members. We had just 8 months. And I started looking for 6 million. And by the grace of God, somehow, I got the almost 6 million. Now, the day we were going, we were just about to go and sign the deal. This guy calls me and tells me, Pastor, najua tutasubuana. Sababu watu wa kanisa, najua tunaweza subuana. Sababu ya malipo yenyu. So he didn't trust me that I can pay. So he told me, you mentioned about the bank or something, loan. So I don't want that. So he called me and told me, I've already gotten a broker, and the broker has put the land on the Gazette, the newspaper. And I have a buyer, and the buyer is buying at 7.5. So I told him, no problem. I'll add the 1.5. I'm still interested. He told me, no, time barred. You are it. Wow. Already I've been given half. That is how we lose that land. And now we had to relocate.
Wow.
And we relocated to another place now. Near Murango Soko, Kawangware 46. So where now you came for our anniversary. You remember with Mom, you came for anniversary. You remember a place you entered?
I remember.
That was our third place. Yes.
Wow.
You came when we were celebrating 7 years. Our 7th anniversary, you came.
Wow.
And we did it there. Then from there is when we relocated to where we are, near Equity Bank. And now that is the 4th. And now the 5th one, now we are going to our own.
Wow.
Yes.
So you by the time we are done, you will have been to 5 different locations.
Yes.
And in all these locations, you can look back and say, he is your Ebenezer.
God is faithful. He have seen us through.
Wow.
You don't need to give up. If you are there as a pastor and you are listening, don't give up. If God has remembered us, He will also remember you. He will also do it for you.
Wow.
Amen.
That is That is quite exciting.
Yes,
Now
Bishop.
tell us about your son.
Yeah.
You left him in Waithaka. Is
Yes.
he still in Waithaka?
No.
Or?
Okay, I left my son in Waithaka. And he is a good guy on media. He is an IT guy. So those are his lines, Wi-Fi and also CCTV. Those are the kind of things that he does. So after some time, he was fetched by Reverend Dr. Miracle. Yeah, he really needed a guy on this gadget, and he felt that my son was a good guy, and I think he approached Reverend Waroi and told him, "Can you lend me this guy?" So right now my son is a member of Deliverance Church Kangemi with under Reverend Overseer Miracle.
Yeah, Reverend Miracle has been with us here for 2 Wednesdays.
Yes, yes.
And he has a great story.
Yes.
He's told us, apparently he says they are also moving.
Yeah.
They are moving, is it a Sunday before you?
Yes, on that.
They are moving on that.
On that. And us on 10th.
On the 10th.
Yes.
Wow, that's going to be a region of movers.
Yes.
You're moving and moving positively,
Yeah.
which is very, very encouraging.
Actually, when I got the place and I took all the overseers, including Reverend Miracle, who is an overseer in Nairobi South, when I took them there and they saw it, Reverend Miracle told me, even me, if you are moving, I'm also moving. I will leave that place. And true to his word, after 2 weeks, he called me. He told me, "Bishop, come. I have seen a place. Come, and you are the one to come and pray." I went. It was a bushy place. And we went and declared that ground for the church. So right now, they are almost complete.
Wow.
And they have also done. He came and took the measurement of what I'm doing. And he said he's also going to do the same.
Wow.
So when you will come, because you are the one coming to open those churches, even mine, you come to realize those churches have a similarity. They look alike.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like they are twins. We have started almost the same time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And in all these movements,
Yes.
in all this transitioning from one place to another,
Yeah.
have you found yourself losing members or members increasing? Or what has been the experience?
Okay, thank you, Bishop, for mentioning that. It's an obvious thing. My encouragement is wherever any man or woman of God is ministering, if God, is my prayer and my wish, God gives you a permanent place in that locality. Because it is really challenging and also disappointing. Because, for example, when we left Naivasha Road, the first place, and we went to the other place, there are people who didn't come with us because we had attracted people in that estate. So they could not cross the road to go to the other place. When we also left the other place, there are people who could not enter inside. Because I think now, from the first place to the third place, it was about maybe 3 kilometers.
Oh.
So you realize losing people from 3 kilometers, there were people who used to come because it was easy. It's a walking distance. So now you have gone far. So we really lost a lot of people. I realize shifting of church is not the best. Because when you are permanent, there are people who really come, indigenous people, permanent people, they say, "This is our church." Then I also came to realize there are also people who are allergic to new buildings. So because all the time you are telling them, bring money, we want to construct. So you realize you lose quite a batch of people.
When it comes to construction.
Yeah, when it comes to construction. You went, you did a church, you told people, bring mabati, bring the floor, they did. Even some places, we even put tiles. And somebody was touched by God, a member or a couple, and they put all the tiles. Then after 1 year, you are saying you are destroying everything. You lose that person. So the next place you go, you don't find them. They gave there. They are not willing to come and give again.
Wow.
So you come to realize there is also instability of membership. So it's not a very good thing. But at least where we are relocating now is a walking distance from where we are. Because it's about a kilometer, less than a kilometer. It's about 900 meters from where we shall live and where we shall go. Actually, we shall walk. A few vehicles, but we can walk. It's a place we can just walk. So we are trusting God. The population we have as members, they will come with us, and also the area we are is densely populated. We also get and gain more members to come. And now because we are permanent, I think that we will not have those challenges. Otherwise, challenges are there on the shifting.
How big is the land?
The land is 100 by 100.
100 by
100 by 100. And so we have constructed half of that is the church. Yeah, and the administration offices and the classes of the Sunday school and the youth. Yeah.
Do you see yourself starting a school, or
yeah?
What dreams do you have for the place?
Yeah, actually we already have a school. It's only that because of this pandemic of coronavirus, we have not really returned to the school. We have not come back. We have been operating a school there for the last 4 years.
Oh.
Destiny Kings Academy. Yeah, we have a school which is from we call them what? Yeah, from baby class to P1. Yeah, that's the thing. But we have not resumed. But we shall resume. We are planning to resume because where we are, there is a lot of land within our surrounding. When you come there, you'll see the owner, the gentleman who sold us that land. He approached me and told me his empty land, he is giving it to the church for parking. So we will be having another quarter and a half. Yeah, a quarter and a half. So that means it's almost 100 by 100 plus another 50 by 100. So that will be an extra, not leasing, free, but it was not ours.
Okay.
So that will be our entrance to our land. So
so you can have some parking.
Yeah, we can have some parking, and also I'm believing God. We are also going to look for a tent. We have a youth church there. So this place we will not do permanent things, but we can do temporary things like the tent, the playground of the children, and the parking. So our land will be more bigger than the way we have constructed the church.
And your children are with you?
Yes.
Or are they already married and gone?
Okay, our sons, as my wife mentioned, we are parents of 2 biological children, sons. So those ones are together with us in our home. They are not yet married. One is working. He has his own company, the elder one. The other one is a student. He has just concluded the other day. He's waiting for graduation. That one is IT. The other one decided to do culinary arts. He's a chef. He pursued. So that is why you see we are fit. We are not bad off. The guy cooks for us.
You have a chef in the house.
Yeah, we have a chef in the house. So they are together with us. But the other foster children, we have other children.
Yeah.
They are children of our late sisters. The sister of my wife and my elder sister, they are both late. And we decided to take their children from when they were young. And all of them, 2 girls are married. One son is married. Is already one girl who is not married. So that girl, we are with her in our home.
Oh man, time moves so fast.
Yes.
Time moves so fast. It's just about done.
Yes.
And we may not have a lot of more time.
Yes.
But I really want to thank you. But before maybe we conclude,
maybe
take about 30 seconds. And what word would you like to say to the viewers?
I would like to encourage our viewers tonight and tell you that God is faithful, and especially to the servants of God, and even somebody else who is there, you are doing business, and maybe things seems like though they are not working. I would like to encourage you and tell you that there is a God, and He is faithful, and at his appointed time, he will come and he will make all things beautiful. For them that are in the ministry, I would like to say it's not a playground, but it's a battlefield. So there are so many battles, but the thing is, as long as you have Jesus Christ within you, he is going to give you the victory. There are those challenges, there are ups and downs, but the thing I would like to encourage every servant of God who is going through challenge is that you should know that as long as this is God who has positioned you wherever you are, in that station, wherever you are not there by an accident. You are there by God's divine positioning. As long as you are assured that it's God who brought me to this station, then that way I would like to encourage you that you are going to make it. And surely you shall see the hand of the Lord. And also for somebody who is doing business right now, maybe it's not really doing well, the things are not working, I would like to tell you that there is a God. Even when we seem like though we have turned our backs around and things are not working, I would like to tell you there is a God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. Just be encouraged in the Lord. Never give up. You are too big to give up. When problems come, tell them that I've got a big God. Tell them that my problem, you are wrestler. I have got a big God. And may God bless you.
Thank you so very much. Well, our time is so much gone. Maybe I can give you, we have 15 seconds.
Okay.
What you are a final
Yeah,
one?
15 seconds. I would like to say that God is a God of promotions. And I want to encourage any man or woman of God there. Don't give up. Whatever that you are doing, God is faithful. He will elevate you. God is a God of elevation. As I was giving my story, I do remember there's a testimony that I have that I started as a brother, then a pastor. From a pastor, I became a reverend. A reverend, then I became a sub-regional overseer. Then a regional bishop. Today, I am a bishop. There is a God of elevation. To me, that is elevation. So don't give up. If I gave up, I could not be where I am today. And I am very much grateful, Bishop Dr. Mark Kariuki, as our father, because of how you have stood with us. Maybe when we shall have another time, I have many other testimony I can talk about the power of connection, because that has also helped us because of being connected to this ministry.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you so very much.
Amen.
We'll create another opportunity, then we can hear about the power of connection and the benefits of connections.
Yes.
But for tonight, our viewers, that's all we had for you. We want to say thank you so very much. We want to appreciate Bishop and Reverend Mary, Bishop James and Reverend Mary for being with us tonight and for just opening up your hearts and being a blessing to the people.
Amen.
May the Lord richly bless you. And those of you who are in Kawangware, Dagoretti, find out where the Faith Arena Church is, Deliverance Church, because that's where your faith will be stirred up and you would rise up and become who God wants you to become. From me for tonight is thank you so much. God bless you. This is Open Talk with your pastor and your friend, Bishop Mark Kariuki. We'll see you again this coming Wednesday night. God bless you. We love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.